Hey Kim, this is Nick. I got this video here for your website and against your top competition, and so it's basically going to give you, 3 points on the video for your website, and that's going to be content, backlinks, and citations. And then I'll show you the opportunity of taking these steps for your business and why that's going to be so important. So I do know that you said you're not worried about traffic; you just want a professional-looking website. But nonetheless, this is the process that I follow. I like to provide value up front before ever even doing business with potential clients. So this is the step one of my process, and I make this video for them, and it gives them, a lot of good knowledge on how to go forward should they decide to optimize their website and bring in more business. So first things first, right? And that's going to be content. Now, Kim, generally Google likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words on the home page, and this is depending on competition and the number of keywords needed. So if you're asking what a keyword is anything someone might type into Google when they're looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website found for. For an example, a keyword could be, right, wedding flowers, Baytown, or floral design, Mont Bellevue. Let's see, weddings, flowers for weddings, funeral flowers for funerals, Baytown, Mont Bellevue, and anything of that nature, right? So if we go ahead and put your website in a word counter, let's just go ahead and see how you stack up, right? You've got 134 words. You are going to want to at least get that up to 1,500 should you decide to, go the route of getting those keywords in there. So let's see what your top competition, and that is Beehive Florist. And we can see how they're stacking up on their homepage as well. And yeah, so they're close to that 1,500 mark. Nonetheless, you want to go ahead and get it up there, not even with them, but past that for two reasons, right? So, reason number one is Google doesn't consider your website an authority until you hit that 1,500 page. So, they're not going to direct people that way like they should. And two, you want to get enough keywords in there so that you're not missing out on any traffic. Now, what I have here is my tool Eris. It's, something I use and pay for monthly. There are free tools out there to get some of this information. This is just what I go with. It gives me more in-depth data on websites and on the competitions. And we have Beehive Florist in here. And I just want to give you some examples of the keywords that they're being picked up for and that's driving traffic to their website. So, of course, their own name, as they've got a little bit of a reputation around, of course, is bringing in, volume to theirs. But a good one for you would be, flower delivery Baytown, right? And so we see 150 people are searching for this monthly in Baytown and the surrounding area. And then this number right here is keyword difficulty. Now it's on a scale of 0 to 100. And the lower it is, the easier and faster you're going to rank for this keyword. And then vice versa, the higher, the longer and harder it's going to take. So then we can see the amount of traffic that they're getting to their website just for this word alone, and then their position in Google for it. So when someone types in flower delivery Baytown, they are ranked right here in that top area, right? Now, let's go on to the second point that I have for you, and that's going to be a backlink. Now, a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another website, or in this case, it's going to be one website linking back to Boyd's Blossom's website. And so these links, they act like an endorsement of your website from others, and Google basically uses this to build trust in your website and your business by seeing other websites, quote unquote, vouching for it, right? The best example that I can give of this is in Google's eyes, it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most websites pointing back to theirs is winning that, quote unquote, popularity content. Let's go over here into my tool Eris. I've got your website in here as well. And then we see that you have 36 backlinks and 20 other websites linking back to your website, right? So if we go back to your top competition, we can see that they have 768 backlinks and 45 other websites linking back to theirs. Now that's a bit spammy on their part. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get too nerdy into it, but definitely beatable because their power is not high and they've only got 45 other websites pointing back to theirs. So definitely something that you can beat. But the idea is, right, if it works for them, then why wouldn't it work for you? And we can go in and see exactly what websites they have linking back to their page. So these would be the websites. And then this number right here is one that I want to point out for you. I want to point out that not all links are created equal. So it is worth noting to stay relevant to your industry, and local websites will work best when getting them to link back to your website. To further that point, this number that we're talking about right here is basically on a scale of 0 to 100. With the higher this number is, then the more power that Google is putting on this website. And so you want higher powered websites linking back to your page, right? It's going to rank you faster and it's going to give your website more power as well so that you can get that traffic and those keywords ranking up there. Now for the last point that I have for you, Kim, let's look at this Google Map Pack section right here. And that's going to be a citation. So a citation is anywhere your business name, address, and phone number is, exactly as it's shown on your Google business profile right here. So these citations, they help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since we do know that they generate huge amounts of revenue. For an example, if someone put in floral companies Baytown or Mont Bellevue or in any of your service areas, right, you want to be in that top 3 section right there. Most people aren't going to click more places or more businesses. They want business from the top 3 right here, as they, let's see, in their mind, it's more of a trust and business type of thing, to where like, hey, they're in the top 3. Well, they must be credible and we must, we want to go with them in that nature. Anyway, so these citations, they are included in directories like Yelp, Angie's, Expertise, BBB, and then there's hundreds of other directories I'm sure you've heard of. Social media accounts are great as well. For an example, on your Facebook business page, you would want to put your business name, address, and phone number exactly as it's shown right here on your Facebook business page, and Google would count that as one citation. So then you have Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and the list goes on and on and on, right? And the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts it, because they constantly have bots crawling the web to see whose presence is felt most compared to their competitors. And once they start to see more often than these cats right here, then the more likely it is they're going to rank you above them, right? So more specifically into your situation, if we look onto more places, I see that you're ranked in the number 5 or 6 spot right here. Just to give you a little bit of advice, I would keep getting those reviews up. I know you've serviced more than 13 people, Miss Kim. So maybe send out share your review form and say, hey, we'd love to see how our services were. Leave us a review, or how can we better service you in the future? We'd love to know, you know how to do customer relationships and PR. So I would definitely get those reviews up, and those are very powerful as well. And try to get those 5 stars so we can get that rating up for you. Now, let's just do a quick recap. Once you get that content up of 1,500 to 2,000 words, you're getting those keywords in there that I actually just gave you an example of that your top competition is using. And then you're starting to get those backlinks going. You're starting to get those other websites linking back to Boys Blossom's websites. And you're starting to win that quote unquote popularity contest. And last but not least, you're getting those citations and those reviews up like we showed you. Well, let's take a look at why that's going to be so profitable for the business, right? So if we look at Beehive Florist, we see that they're getting 501 people to their website a month. Now that's off of those 3 points alone that we talked about, and that's with them doing they're doing an average job at it, but nonetheless they're dominating the Baytown and surrounding area market. So let's say that's your website, right? And now you're getting 501 people to your website a month for these services. And let's say of the 500, only 10% actually pick up the phone and say, hey, I want to inquire about some services. Let's say of the 50, you only close out even half of those. So that's 25 new possible jobs a month, and clients that you could have just off of those 3 points alone. So I don't know what the profit margins are for you right now, Ms. Kim, but I would imagine that 25 more people would definitely have you hiring more hands, 1, and 2, putting more revenue into the business's pocket. So, Ms. Kim, that is what I do for a living, along with building websites and ads and all of that. This is how I like to go ahead and provide value up front. I am looking forward to sitting down with you here soon and talking about the website build. And yeah, I do hope that this video helped you and that it gave some good tips and information. Appreciate you for watching it, and I will be in contact with you here soon, probably in like the next day or so. So have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.